Hey y'all, welcome back to the garage, and today we're going to do another release day review, and we're going to talk about the new Billy Idol album, Dream Into It. It's his 9th studio album and his first one since 2014's Kings and Queens of the Underground. And be sure to stick around till the end of the video, and I'll tell you my story about when I met Billy Idol 20 years ago. But before we do that, do me a favor, YouTube it up, give me a like, subscribe, whatever. And now let's talk about Billy Idol's Dream Into It.
These words he speaks are true.
Now, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and say it out front. I'm not what you consider a Billy Idol superfan. I like the hits, and my favorite album of his is actually 2005's Devil's Playground. That's right, and I know a lot of people don't like that album, but I personally love it. But yeah, the hits, White Wedding, Rebel Yell, Eyes Without a Face, Dancing with Myself, all that stuff. I love those songs. So I figured, let's take a listen to his newest release and see if it stacks up to that, or if it stacks up for me to Devil's Playground. Now, this album is produced by Tommy English, and he also co-wrote a lot of the songs along with Billy Idol and Steve Stevens, who was here on guitar as well. And then we've got Chris Chaney from Jane's Addiction, played with a bunch of other people. We got Josh Freese on drums, obviously with the Foo Fighters now, and played with a ton of other people. And then there's some guest stars on the album. And first we got, on the title track, Glenn Sobel from the Alice Cooper Group, and a ton of other people plays drums on that song. And then you've got 3 songs that are all duets with female artists. Kind of weird that there's 3 of them on the same album. But you've got Avril Lavigne. She's on a song called 77. And if you like Avril Lavigne, you'll like the song because it sounds like one of those early 2000s pop punk songs. Sounds just like one. Personally, I don't hate them. So the song's fine to me. But it definitely sounds like that era. And if you're not into it, then yeah, you might as well skip that track. And then there's one with Alison Mosshart. Mosshart? I don't know how you say her name, but she's from The Kills. And then there's also a song with Joan Jett. So yeah, it's just kind of weird. And all of those songs, I hate to say, they're fine. I mean, they're just fine. They're nothing I'm going to necessarily go out of my way to listen to again. They're perfectly fine. Now, I'm not going to do like a track-by-track breakdown thing. I'll leave that for somebody that's far more knowledgeable about Billy Idol than me. I'm just giving you my general impressions after hearing it. Now, I listened to it a few times because when I listened in my car, I don't know if it was the road sounds or if it was my speakers. I just got, regular car speakers. But it sounded like super busy, like in the mix sounded super busy. So it was kind of hard to hear everything. So then I brought it home and listened on good speakers, and that made a huge difference. So if you're listening in your car, you might want to give it another listen, just to throw that out there. I don't know if your experience will equal mine, but yeah, that's what I had. Now, there are some really good songs on here though. Like the title track sounds a lot like that early 80s stuff. I enjoyed that one a lot. But there's also one called People I Love, and it's basically just him talking about pissing off all the people that he loves. Not intentionally, but just him being him and going through his life. Because the album, the lyrics are very autobiographical. I mean, there's talk about, him dyeing his hair. There's talk about him in the London punk scene. There's talk about when he crashed his motorcycle. All that kind of stuff. So I really enjoy the lyrics. I think they're a lot better than just, the random sex talk and stuff like that. I like these lyrics a lot. And he's 69 now. So he's not in his 20s still. But here's the thing. He sounds fantastic, like vocally. Like he sounds like the Billy Idol that, we want to hear for the most part. I think my favorite song on the album is the closing track, Still Dancing. Basically, if you like that early 80s stuff, specifically if you like Rebel Yell, you'll like this song because it sounds a lot like Rebel Yell. It might as well be a rewrite of it. It's got that same driving feel. It's got that vocal melody that's very similar to Rebel Yell. And there's even, like, in the chorus, he's going, yeah, 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 instead of more, more, more. So, come on. And it's called Still Dancing. So, obviously, that harkening back to Dancing with Myself. So, he knows. He knows it's basically a rewrite. But it's a damn good one, and it sounds like you want Billy Idol to sound. It sounds like a song you're already familiar with. But updated, I guess. I don't know how to say it other than basically sounds like a rewrite of that song, but it's still good. It's what I want from Billy Idol. So yeah, I know this is the internet and it's supposed to be like best album ever or worst album ever. The album's fine. If you're a Billy Idol fan, I think you'll like it. If you're not, you probably won't. It's just right in the middle there. It's a perfectly good time. One thing I do love about it, and I've talked about this in the past, it's only a little over 30 minutes. And I appreciate that. I'm from back in the days when like CDs got started and people were throwing on a whole bunch of tracks that didn't need to be on an album simply because they could fit it on there. I'm glad to see that it's getting dialed back a little bit. And, some of these artists are doing just 30 to 45 minutes. That's nice, and I appreciate that. So, should you pick it up? If you're a Billy Idol fan, absolutely. If not, if you're just curious, stream it and see what you think. But for a 69-year-old dude, he still sounds fantastic. And of course, Steve Stevens. There's not as much like guitar solo craziness that you want from Steve Stevens, but he's there, and it's what he does sounds good. So there's that. All right, now I promised you I would tell you about the time I met Billy Idol. It was back in 2005 when I was still a photographer, and he was touring for Devil's Playground, right? And I was shooting him that night. In fact, here's a picture that I shot of that night, right there, and then his autograph on my press pass from that night. So it was a great show. I mean, he still puts on a fantastic show, so you never go wrong when you go see him because you'll hear all those classics. And then, like I said, the Devil's Playground stuff I loved so much, and that was a big part of the show, so that was good. But anyway, afterwards, at the House of Blues in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, after the show, you could, back then, I haven't been there in a while, so I don't know if you can still do it, but you could go around back, where the buses were, and 9 times out of 10, the artists would come out and meet with the people hanging out back there. And sure enough, Billy Idol came out. It was me and a friend were there. And he was going down the line signing stuff, taking some pictures. It was super cool. I mean, he was like a really cool guy. So he gets to me. He, signs my pass. I'm like, hey, can I get a picture? And he mumbles and then walks to the next person beside me. I'm like, okay, that was kind of weird. And she asked him, hey, can I get a picture? Oh, yeah. I can't impersonate Billy Idol, but you know how he sounds. Oh, I can't do it. And I'm not even going to embarrass myself or you with that. But he says yes. And so she doesn't have a camera. So I take her picture. I'm like, you couldn't take a picture with me, but you got me taking pictures of you with somebody else. I'm like, that's lame. And then, the girl beside her, he took a pic. I took a picture with her. Then he goes down some more, signing pictures. And I noticed that he was taking pictures with the women, but not the dudes, right? So I'm like, okay, let's see. So I go and get further down towards the back of the line, right? And and I swear to God, he's signing the person next to me or taking a picture of something, walks right past me, goes to the next person. I'm like, you son of a bitch. I can't fool you, Mr. Idol. But yeah, so apparently, I don't know if it's the same. I don't know if it was just that night because that's the only time I've ever, met him. But yeah, he took pictures with all the women, but I don't know if any of the dudes got pictures. But it was just funny. It was funny to me how he just walked right past. Like, he's like, I'm on to you. He knew what I was trying to do. But, like I said, he was nice. He signed my pass, and it was a fantastic show. So, and my buddy got to tell him that the video for Cradle of Love changed his life. He's like, oh, yeah. So, it's just one of those things. But anyway, that's my my Billy Idol story. I hope you enjoyed it. And check out Dream Into It, his new album. See what you think and let me know. All right, y'all stay fresh, cheese bags.